What's up, everybody? Welcome to IGN Game Scoop. I'm your host, Damon Hatfield. Joining me this week, Justin Davis.
Scoop.
Jared Petty.
Scoop.
Sam Claiborne.
Scoop, 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 scoop.
Big day at IGN today.
That was almost duel the face with scoops.
You go scoop, 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 scoop.
Yeah, it's hard.
It is hard to do.
Big Star Wars Day here at IGN. New trailer, Star Wars Celebration kicking off. Everybody's talking about it. Totally want to talk about the Star Wars trailer, but this is a video game show, so we should at least start out talking about
Game Scoop, it's in the name.
a video game. But tangentially related, closely related, is the new Star Wars Battlefront game coming out this fall, which it looks like the release date may have leaked.
Ooh.
Somebody found it in the source code on the official website.
This keeps happening.
Yep.
What's going on with this?
When you're making a website, here's a pro tip. Don't write the names and important things that you don't want people to know about in your source code for no reason.
Yeah.
You don't need to hack your way into it. You don't need to do it's just one right click away.
Yeah, it's really just
screw that.
Command U, people.
Yeah.
View page source.
And we know, I think they've already announced that they are going to be revealing more information about Star Wars Battlefront tomorrow. So it doesn't take a lot of thinking to think, well, maybe I can check their website for some updates that they have.
And so far, we've seen like this really beautiful, like what we call in the industry a vertical slice of the game, which means that there was people playing it and there was renders of it, but it probably wasn't what the actual game is going to look like. It took like all of some kind of computer hardware to make something rendered in engine, and there was like all these shots of Endor and Hoth, and they're so pretty.
Yeah.
I have high hopes for that game. I wonder if it can look possibly that good.
Well, yeah, we run into this all the time where, they'll opt, you put the really big, giant, super powerful computer behind the curtain and then show us something glorious. We don't know if this is actually what it's going to look like when it comes out on console hardware. But
that was back at E3 last year. And then there was a little thumbnail at the end of the Star Wars trailer today, which said check out more Battlefront about Star Wars Battlefront, and that I think had a similar Endor scene shown in that, but I couldn't tell if it was the same thing.
I know it was really small, but it looked pretty photorealistic.
But
it is pretty small.
It's like a poster stamp.
how are you feeling about the Battlefront, Damon? Is this something you're looking forward to?
Yeah, I am excited about it. We haven't even revealed what this leaked release date is. It's November 17th. November 17th this fall, if that turns out to be true. And we should point out that you're probably watching or listening to this show on Friday, but this was recorded on Thursday. This is why we're talking about it in the...
We traveled faster than light to break the laws of space-time to make that happen.
Much like the Kessel Run.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
less than 12 parsecs.
So if Star Wars Battlefront is out November 17th, that's a month and a day before Episode 7 is in theaters. And I thought that was a little far ahead because we think there's going to be Episode 7 stuff in the game.
So it's December 18th?
Yeah, for the movie.
Maybe there'll be
It's
a
funny
free,
and... Go ahead.
I was just going to say maybe there'll be a free DLC drop that'll release the episode 7 content.
When the movie's out.
That's like a win-win because developers are always kind of trying to figure out ways to stop people from selling used copies of games. Second Son, I think, did it better than anything by having a weekly drop of like new missions. So yeah, maybe, hey, hold on to your game and in a month you're going to get free Episode 7 DLC.
Or maybe they want to tantalize us. They're going to have sections of the game right there that are Episode 7. They're just going to be like, you have no context for these characters or this scene, but a lot of really amazing stuff is happening,
It's possible,
and you're in the middle of it.
But I think they're unlikely to want to spoil characters or locations or any of that stuff.
But I'm sure they did want to get the game out for Black Friday.
Right.
Which is why they picked that day.
I'll never forget, my friend bought the Episode 1 soundtrack about, I think, a week before the movie came out. It was available, and one of the tracks was called The Noble Death of Qui-Gon Jinn. And I remember reading that and being like, well, thanks a lot.
Sucks.
But like Qui-Gon Jinn's not in Episode 4.
No,
so
it's not.
You know something.
Maybe he would have at least made it to Episode 2.
That's true.
I thought it was funny in the Episode 7. Well, we got to stop calling it that because they're not calling it Episode 7 anymore. But in the Force Awakens trailer, did you guys see that? They just took off Episode 7 from the logo. And it's officially called the Force Awakens. So that's like a known fact now.
Okay.
They took it off the old ones, too. Like the new HD releases don't have Episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on it. Jared can tell you all about this.
I could, indeed. It all goes back to...
My point was that in that trailer, it doesn't say the release date of the movie. It says coming at Christmas.
Yeah.
Which I thought was strange because a lot of people probably don't know when Christmas is.
Do they know it's Christmas time at all?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like that song.
Exactly. It's just like that song.
Yeah. That obnoxious, pretentious song.
Christmas is December 25th, which is a different day than when the movie's coming out.
It's true.
Whether Battlefront ends up looking as photorealistic as what we've seen in the past, who knows? But it's a beloved franchise, a fantastic franchise that people are really happy to see coming back, and it's from a top tier developer that seems like a perfect fit for that franchise. So yeah, I mean, how the finished product ends up looking and feeling, we'll see. But like, I think everyone's certainly correct to be like hyped about it. Like,
I'm really hoping it's more Battlefront and less Battlefield. I hope I don't have to grind through levels. That's what I wish for.
They did just make a Battlefield game. So.
Yeah,
quite a few. I think it'll be like Battlefield.
you'll be unlocking things,
and that's the part that makes me very, very sad.
I never
like unlocking stuff.
Metagaming's fun.
I disagree. Well, no, some metagaming is fun. Just Battlefield's particular brand of metagaming, I'm not a big fan of.
Well, that's for multiplayer, you mean?
Yeah.
I got you.
Not crazy.
I'm not looking forward to playing Battlefront as a multiplayer game.
Oh, really?
That's like all it is.
Well, that's the problem with Battlefront for me. I like Rogue Squadron games, but I know Battlefront had good single-player stuff, and it was always like mission-based within a large battlefield, and I think that's what fun Star Wars games are. So I'm not excited for it because I think there's going to be like open area Hoth levels where it's like, here's your objectives. Fly this way through them and do it. I mean, I like that.
We brainstormed a feature. We haven't written it yet or commissioned it, but just all the various depictions of Hoth in video games, just because it's been done, probably at least 15
since 2600.
times. Yeah, since the
Atari
Atari 2600.
The Empire Strikes Back.
What's
game.
the best Hoth?
Oh, I'm really a big fan. Even though Shadows of the Empire is kind of a crappy game, that Hoth level is really good.
I really like that Hoth level.
Yeah, that game. Talk about front loaded.
Yeah,
like
that might get my vote as well.
Rogue Squadron 2 does have a great Hoth level.
However, my favorite is the Atari Empire Strikes Back upright arcade machine or sit down. But that one has a pitch black Hoth level drawn with green AT-ATs, AT-ATs, and you can fly through them for bonus points.
And it's lovely. That's a great game.
Yeah, it's all drawn with vector
To be
lines.
fair, I don't think any of us have played the Hoth level in the new Star Wars Pod arcade game, right?
No, I haven't.
Sit in the pod.
We got to go over and play one. There's one in Millbrae across the bay from us.
Okay, yeah. Field trip.
Yeah, for sure. Now that it's just covered in months of pizza grease.
Yeah.
Now's the time.
All right, I think that's enough time talking about the video game. Now we can talk about the trailer. It's really good. I'm totally one of those guys that got a little choked up at the end.
No, the trailer's very well done. It's great messaging on their part. The setup to the trailer that went on during the conference, they're just telling us all the things that we want to hear. And then you get into the trailer, and here we have a story of generations. There's a literal passing of the torch moment with a lightsaber that takes place in the trailer. It's kind of wonderful. So here we have these great Star Wars themes of family and legacies. We see the old things look like they're supposed to, and new things that don't jarringly contrast with the old. That's kind of wonderful.
Yeah, the lived-in universe is back. Obviously, I love that about it. It's not Tatooine. It's Jakku, which is very strange. The desert planet is not Tatooine. And there's also an ice planet that's shown that looks like Hoth, but it's probably not because there's not anybody on Hoth usually.
Right.
And this is a giant Empire installation. But maybe it's strategically.
And how about that redesigned Imperial logo with like more octopus
and
arms?
who's standing under it? There's
exactly.
totally like an antagonistic-looking, tiny Emperor-looking person.
It's like
under
tiny evil Hitler up there.
Obviously, the trailer
Space
opens
Hitler.
so many questions for me that I want to answer.
Yeah, it's still
which is what it was for.
It's still just a teaser trailer, so we still don't really have any details on much of anything. About what
you can tell though. You can tell the semblance of a plot going on. There's the stormtrooper guy who's wearing a stormtrooper costume later, and they said in the panel today that he was a stormtrooper.
Yeah, they confirmed that.
I'm still not really buying. Well, I guess they confirmed that.
Yeah.
So he gets in. There's a part where he's getting in a
TIE fighter,
and shooting and leaving.
To be fair, they don't show him getting in the TIE fighter, but that's what we think.
It's implied.
He's like choosing to break away for whatever reason.
That's the event that sets him off. It's one of the two. I think it's more likely the first one, that one.
Yeah, so it looks like there's like somebody escaping that, and then there's also a sequence in which he is running from TIE fighters on the planet, which is really cool.
Yeah,
too.
there's a TIE fighter chasing him and strafing him, along with Daisy Ridley and cute little BB-8. And how cute is little BB-8?
I couldn't believe they had him up on the stage.
Cute. I call it mind-blowing.
Yeah.
How is that thing a practical effect?
Yeah.
I am so blown away by that.
Yeah.
I mean, I love R2. BB's got nothing on R2. When R2 came out, that's when I got choked up because I love that little droid.
Do you like the moment in the trailer when I think it's Luke Skywalker's robotic hand is like...
Yeah,
we
hold
think
up,
it's
R2.
Luke.
R2's like, let me at him. Let me at him.
Yeah.
He's got his little jetpack, so we never knew about going.
Yeah.
Our best movie robot ever, you think, R2?
Oh, yeah. No question.
Maximilian's good, too.
I also want to go back. I think Anthony Daniels did say C-P3O.
He did.
You have one job, Anthony Daniels.
Also, you've been doing it for 40 years.
Yeah.
He does. He got it wrong.
Cuban Bloblorg relations.
You know what? Anthony Daniels, anybody that skinny, I'm willing to go with whatever they say. He's my
Anyone that
idol.
skinny?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a really weird thing to say.
Because you're not fat. Well, when you're fat,
So
you
you
want to
just
be
like
like
anybody who's thin. you're just
I
like-
idolize Anthony Daniels. Absolutely. Yeah.
We haven't seen what C-3PO looks like in the movie.
No, we haven't.
Maybe he's actually CP3O now.
Oh, maybe he is. Maybe he rides around in Chewbacca's backpack again, like an Empire. You just carry him around.
Exclusively.
Yeah.
It's just a backpack droid. But BB-8, I mean, that was amazing that there was a practical droid that rolled out with a head and a body just like somehow like nebulously connected to each other by some sort of wizardry. I like that. Clearly ensorcelled.
I really like the callbacks to the last trilogy, the middle trilogy, I guess, where you see Darth Vader's helmet.
Yep.
And the crashed Star Destroyer on the planet. So
that
it's like
was so
remnants
cool.
of the war, right?
I mean, that
Because
makes
it's only been like 30 years. So
Yeah.
yeah, you have to think these
covered in
things get
sand.
blown up in space. They crash on a planet.
There's an
and then they just
X-wing in
rot.
front of it, and then we saw the concept art, which was leaked a long time ago, which everything matches except for this one thing that we haven't seen in film yet, but it's clearly from the movie, where it's the AT-AT that's on its side that somebody's like living in. It's like a little house.
Yeah, we have
That
seen
was
little
this
pieces
concept
like
art.
that too.
It's on the same planet. It looks so cool though.
We also see our bad guy. We're finally seeing him for the first
Yeah,
time,
one of them, yeah.
and turns around and there's a
Does it,
mask.
yeah.
And so, who's under there?
But
Is
it's
that
like, yeah.
Max von Sydow? Is that Adam
maybe.
Driver?
They do a force push. It looks like.
Who's in there?
And then there's the Chrome Trooper also.
Right, which may be Gwendolyn Christie. There's a rumor that might be somebody called Captain Phasma.
Phasma.
Yeah, Phasma. We think that might be them, but again, a lot of the stuff that's leaked has turned out to not be true. So there's a lot of red herrings out there, but some people think that's Game of Thrones' Gwendolyn Christie.
Yeah.
Who plays Brienne of Tarth.
Yeah.
Yeah, great character. Would make a great villain. Great actress, I think.
Yeah.
Also, that cape. You see the cape on the Chrome Trooper?
That cape, though.
Yeah, that cape though. The cape is also evocative of the Boba Fett cape, kind of the
Capes
short
get
length
you
cape.
killed.
But capes do get you killed.
No
Really, for
capes.
Incredibles.
But Lando wears a cape, doesn't he?
But Lando wears a cape, and he survived. That's true. Lando, Darth Vader, lots of capes in Star Wars. Boba Fett, and now this cape though, if you're a Chrome Trooper, like if you want to see all shiny, you just kind of wipe down, buff every now
That's
and
a
then.
good
I
call.
think that's why
It's a chamois.
Yeah,
I
totally.
like that.
I'm actually not. I like the Star Wars movies as like entertainment, but I'm not emotionally invested in it the way that a lot of people are, and so I had a little bit different spin on the trailer. But I do think it looks like a good movie. Like remove all the nostalgia and the score. Like you hear that music and people have a reaction to it because they've been hearing it since they were 5. And those sound effects and those characters and all the rest of it. I don't necessarily have so much of that, but it looks gorgeous. Like we did a screenshot gallery
Yeah, I
of
was
just
gonna mention
stills from. We did like 19 or 25 stills from the trailer, and like you can take any moment of it. And it's just immaculate and beautiful.
yeah.
The stills are composed so nicely. Every shot it's just like everything, the mise en scène, if you will, is just composed so nicely.
Yeah.
And when we were looking at them, it looked like each one was like a desktop background.
Yeah.
Like no matter where you were
They could all
scrubbing
be wallpaper,
to take,
yeah.
to like wallpaper.
So that makes
Yeah,
me
it's
excited
great.
for it. I mean, I'd see the movie no matter what, because I do, I enjoy Star Wars a lot. I don't have like any action figures or any of the other stuff like that. And it
You
looks.
don't have any Star Wars action figures.
I have 0 Star Wars action
You
figures.
don't have
did
any
you
space on your desk. You got all those amiibo.
But did you have them?
No, like I said, I
You
like.
never had a Star Wars
No,
toy.
I like Star Wars. I'm a Star Wars fan, but I don't go beyond that. Like I was much more of a Star Trek.
You ever got like a box of toys from somebody else? You're
I
like, oh,
have never had a Star Wars toy.
Wow, that's amazing.
I had Star Trek stuff. That's what I was into.
Oh, okay. Well, okay.
yeah, did you have a
explains a
Chewbacca
lot.
toy?
It was just Tuvok going on his adventures.
Yeah.
The Tuvok adventure. I'd put that. One other thing, I think it'd be criminal to miss this too. IG and Steve Butts pointed out there's a lot of relationship happening in this trailer. If you look at a lot of the shots, it's two characters interacting. Luke reaching out to R2,
Yeah.
somebody handing something to somebody else, one character helping another up, and Chewie and Han side by side. Lots and lots of shots of people interacting, and that's something that he pointed out was kind of missing from the emphasis of the prequel trilogy. That he felt like they were trying to give a message to us there too. This is ultimately a story about people interacting, which is a lot of what made Star Wars both entertaining and funny.
It
as
looks
often is.
dirtier and more lived in and more sort of down to earth. It looks great. It looks like a great movie.
Also, no monsters in this trailer.
Yeah.
Lots of practical stuff. Apparently, we know they're using lots of practical effects, which means plasticky, real things to film. I want to see what the monster shop came up with in this movie. There's that JJ shot with like something hunching behind him, that monster that we saw really early on. But yeah, there's been no semblance of like a cantina type scene or something.
Presumably, we'll get some shots of aliens or bigger monsters like a space worm or something when the full trailer comes out. But my thing is like when we know there's not one attached to Avengers. And so, like,
For like the full trailer?
yeah, when are we gonna get a full trailer? Like, the movie comes out this year.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what big movies Disney has coming out that they're gonna want to attach one to.
Well, speaking of, there is another new Pixar animated film coming out this summer.
Which one? Inside Out?
Yeah, Inside Out. That one, yeah.
They could attach it to that. That would make sense. Yeah. Or they could attach it to. Honestly, they could do anything they want with it. It's Star Wars trailers. People. It's you go out. It's like buying the game to get the Halo demo.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you're
I mean,
This
just
is a
gonna
little
go.
bit like inside baseball. Like, it's
Yeah.
sort of industry gossip, but it just makes me wonder, like, what's their timing going to be for releasing a full trailer? It's got to be soon, but what are they going to attach it to?
An Oculus Rift. I hope.
Since we're already talking about movies, I think it's time for the second annual GameScoop Summer Movie Preview.
Ooh.
With some
That's not
assistance,
GameScoop,
some
that's
reporting
entertainment.
assistance by Entertainment Weekly.
Right.
We did this last year. I'm just going to run down the movies month by month, and you guys can tell me whether or not you're interested in them or you had no idea.
Mad Max, yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
Mad Max for sure. So we start in May. Although this tomorrow night I'm going to see Ex Machina, which looks really
I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
Looks really cool.
I'm also a little bit, we'll see. I hear it's good, though. Our entertainment team has reviewed it, and they said it's
I
great.
hear there's a lot of nudity in it.
Well, that means Damon will like it.
Just,
Well, partial, right?
I'm not a unique and beautiful
Because the
snowflake.
character is only partial.
What was it you told me about nudity and It Follows the other day?
Yeah, my 60-year-old dad saw It Follows, the recent horror movie, which is really good. His
Yeah.
takeaway: not enough nudity.
Yeah.
There's actually no nudity in that movie.
No.
That's the problem with this generation of movies in general. When
Wonderful
we were
movie.
kids, we always got nudity.
We did get a lot of gratuitous nudity. It was
true.
it was a great time for thongs and nakedness.
Yeah. Anyway, in May, Pitch Perfect 2 comes out. I never saw the original, but apparently people liked it. They're getting a sequel. I think it's a comedy about a cappella groups.
Not one for us, probably.
Probably not.
I'm not going to talk about
Yeah.
Yeah. I believe
going.
the tagline that I saw in the theater ad was "The pitches are back" or something like that.
Well, there you go.
You know.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's pretty good. The D Train, Jack Black, James Marsden. Jack Black plays a suburban dad spearheading his 20th high school reunion. James Marsden is the cool guy turned Hollywood himbo, whom he tries to lure back home in a bid for popularity.
Himbo is a male bimbo we all just learned before this podcast.
Yeah.
Yep.
True.
Don't know about that one. That doesn't.
That sounds like hot
It sounds like Parenthood with Jack Black.
True. Yeah. On May 22nd is Tomorrowland. This is the Brad Bird directed fantasy film with George Clooney.
It's based on a section of Disneyland.
Yeah.
But so was Pirates of the Caribbean, and the first one of those was really entertaining.
The movie looks really good. I mean, George Clooney's good. Brad Bird's
There's also
Brad
incredible.
Bird's a good director. Yeah.
I think that
There
movie's
was
going to
that.
be great.
Ooh, yeah, good point. And Country Bears movie. There was a Country Bears movie.
I need to see that.
Yeah, that exists. You didn't see that?
No.
That is a journey through cinematic greatness, right there.
Tomorrowland is there's like in that trailer it's interesting. There's like a portal based on an object. I don't know. It looks a little bit for kids. We'll see.
I'm kind of intrigued by Tomorrowland. I actually really want to see
Yeah,
it.
I hope
It
it's
looks
good.
great.
On May 15th, you can either see a Western starring Michael Fassbender called Slow West, or you can see Mad Max Fury Road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, Mad Max looks incredible.
Right.
Mad Max is one of those movies that is 100% sold people based on the quality of the two. We had an earlier trailer, which was like that crazy, like someone described it as a crazy operatic trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the new trailer looks even cooler. Or contrast that with like a movie like Terminator Genesis, where like the trailers are like,
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know about this.
I don't know.
The last Terminator Genesis trailer gave me the impression that the plot is something like it makes about as much sense as a season of Evangelion.
You know, and maybe like the movie's not out yet, so who the heck knows? Maybe it's good, but based on the trailers, like the trailer's having the opposite. It's having like a dampening effect.
Oh
on,
yeah,
like-
I'm not going to go see Genesis because of the trailer.
Damon, you're on Mad Max Blackout now.
Well, I just know for sure I'm going to be there opening day. Like I just don't need to see any more trailers.
Okay.
Are you going shirtless in a chrome hockey mask?
Yeah, and
I think
He
you
does
should
that-
watch this
he
trailer.
does
I
that
think
no
it's
matter
really.
what, anytime he goes to the
yeah.
movies.
that's what I'm
I think
wearing
it's
to-
super entertaining and it was fun.
Yeah.
I went to lunch and watched this trailer. It was like 2.5 minutes long. It's really long.
On May 8th, comedy starring Reese Witherspoon and Sofia Vergara called Hot Pursuit. I think, Reese Witherspoon is an officer sent to protect Sofia Vergara's character, the sexpot wife of a drug lord.
Of course.
I'm sure hilarity ensues.
Yep.
Sounds like a Daredevil
Does
plot.
anything else ever ensue, or only hilarity?
Hilarity. Hijinks.
Hijinks.
Antics.
Hijinks and
Calamity.
antics.
Yeah.
Calamity ensues.
Yeah.
On the 1st of May is this movie called Welcome to Me, starring Kristen Wiig. Kristen Wiig, she plays a woman with borderline personality disorder who wins $86 million in the lottery and buys her own talk show.
Oh.
I will probably watch that.
Kristen Wiig's
I
funny.
don't think borderline personality disorder is funny personally, but
I don't know if it'll be funny, but it'll be interesting.
Yeah, we'll see.
Depends how they decide to treat it.
Because of Bridesmaids and what was the movie, the Sandra Bullock cop movie?
Miss Congeniality.
Yeah, Miss Congeniality.
no, it's Speed. He's thinking of Speed.
But we're seeing a lot more female-led comedies, and
Sure.
it takes a while for like Hollywood to catch up once one or two things are big hits, and now a couple summers later, we're seeing sort of the results of that.
Yeah.
Female. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Miss Congeniality features a scene of Sandra Bullock and Lederhosen playing wine glasses.
Damon was making a joke when he referred to Miss Congeniality, for the record.
Oh, okay.
That's not it?
No, that's an old
Oh.
movie. That's very.
Sandra Bullock, where
But
she's
isn't she a cop in that?
Yeah, she is.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
a tough cop in that.
Yeah.
the one that came out with the really heavyset lady as well, the heavyset comedian woman that's in Bridesmaids.
With Sandra Bullock?
Yeah, that came out last year. I forget the name. I didn't see it.
What's it called?
Anyway, I don't really like disaster movies, so I don't know if I'll see San Andreas on May 29th. Also, that hits close to home, you might say.
Okay.
Starring The Rock.
Is there a trailer for that?
Yeah, there's a trailer for that.
Is it like San Francisco getting blown up a lot?
Yeah, in LA.
San Francisco's gotten blown up a lot recently. The H blew it up.
can't win.
Every movie, Star Trek, Into Darkness, every movie
Godzilla
destroys.
blew it up, yeah.
Did you guys see
X-Men.
our Game of Thrones podcast intro where it's like a San Francisco being assembled like the Game of Thrones
I
intro?
haven't even seen it.
Incredible.
Yeah.
It's really amazing.
It's really well done.
Nice.
We're changing the name of that podcast.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. What's it called now?
Watchers on the Wall, but it's not called that anymore.
Now,
No, I mean, what's the
are we
new
gonna
The
use-
new episode comes out tomorrow because I can't talk about it.
Oh, okay.
Is it going to be Max Scoville's suggestion?
Anyway.
No,
this is
that's
what
an
we'll
awesome
do.
one though.
Anyway.
Throne Zone.
Yeah, Throne Zone.
Do you guys know there's a documentary about the actor who played Big Bird coming out?
Yes, and it looks really interesting.
Called I Am Big Bird, the Carol Spinney story. That's out May 6th.
Yeah, this
He played Big Bird for 45 years.
check the trailer out to this movie. It's really neat.
All right. Also in May, the Poltergeist remake, which is totally unnecessary.
Yeah.
Who-
I saw
who knows?
Poltergeist recently for the first time, and I wasn't too impressed by that movie.
Really? I guess it would be weird to see it now, but it's like I thought it was like creepy and surprisingly gory. The bathroom scene is
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
really,
that's
like disturbing.
And then the TV effect is really cool.
Yeah, that is really cool.
Yeah, when I was a kid, the tree that came to life scared the hell out of me.
What got the tree coming to life was the thing that got me was the skeleton in the mud.
Yeah, that too, yeah.
That frightened me as a kid.
There's a lot of all those movies have so much like horrific imagery, and then we just like kids watch them. No one, I don't know if they didn't know any better, they just didn't care.
Well, they're broken up by spots of nudity.
Yeah,
What's that?
I would never let my kid watch those movies when when she's that young.
No one in the 80s was completely naked, though. That's the thing. Like, everyone always had a thong on. Like,
Well, yeah, there's
everyone
just
walked
thongs.
around
It's
in
mostly
underwear.
Thongs aren't from the 80s.
Topless.
You'd see a lot of thongs in the 80s.
What do you-
It's not thongs. We're thongs
I think
everywhere.
that's a 90s thing, man.
Maybe.
Never a bad time for a
Anyway, we're in June now, and in June, Jurassic World comes out. Another movie I'm taking a wait and see
thong.
approach
That
with.
movie looks awful.
Did
I'm
you see
calling
the-
it now. Jurassic World is going to suck.
Did you see the fruit snacks based on it?
No.
Yeah.
They're really great.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look like they repurposed a fruit snack box from 1994. It just hasn't been updated at all. It just says Jurassic World on it. Old
Yeah.
The
super
characters are like a
T-Rex.
blob, and they're like, "This is a raptor," and you're like, "All right." And
Yeah.
It just looks like a little.
I'm great with the
I'm
fruit
into
snacks.
that.
They look delicious in dinosaur shape. That's wonderful.
I don't think the movie looks awful.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, it's a movie
I
about.
like that. I like that Chris Pratt a lot. I
Yeah,
like
but
dinosaurs.
it's already like in a little too much. It's like a little.
What are you talking about?
It's a
It's
movie
like in
about
everything.
evil, super intelligent dinosaurs. That no,
Yeah,
no,
that's an incredible log line for a movie.
No, at this point, when the Raptors started like building their own structures and arming themselves with weapons, I was already off board, and now it just seems to be going.
They
a little
do
far.
that?
Huh?
That's
They were on their
see
way.
that trailer.
Yeah, totally.
Well, okay. I think you're making a leap. I don't think they're going to have armor and weapons.
No, they're not going to have armor and weapons.
See, that's a good movie.
Okay, yeah. No, if the dinosaurs had armor and weapons in space, then it's Dino Crisis. But that would be awesome too. Be okay with that.
Jurassic World
That's not what
looks-
Dino Crisis was.
Again, I would like Dino Crisis if that's what was
Dino
going on.
Crisis 3 was in space.
Is that
But
true?
they didn't have armor and guns.
Huh? No, they didn't have armor and guns.
Anyway,
They had armor and guns.
What are you talking about?
I don't know anymore.
you know they made a sequel to Ted, directed
Teddy
by
Bear movie?
Seth MacFarlane.
Yeah, I saw that trailer.
That first movie was not
I
good.
saw Ted on an airplane.
Very successful movie, but I thought
That movie was no good.
yeah.
I didn't care for it.
No,
Not
did not
enough
care.
dinosaurs with guns.
Inside Out is
Not
that,
to be confused with Naughty Bear,
Yeah.
the video game series.
Inside Out is the new Pixar animated film out June 19th. It's basically Herman's Head, if you ever saw that 90s sitcom.
I like the premise a lot. I like the voice actors that they cast, where each actor I think is a different emotion
Yeah.
inside the character's brain.
Oh, I thought it was going to be like Inside Out Boy.
No, this is all about like different aspects of the personality running a single person.
Okay.
I like the idea.
Is Melissa McCarthy that actress you're trying to think
Yes.
of?
Yes. That's her name.
She's in a new movie called Spy. I imagine she'll be playing a spy in that movie, and a funny spy.
And
She's
that's
on
the
SNL?
twist.
That's Melissa McCarthy from SNL?
Not anymore, but maybe she
was
started
on
it.
SNL.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, I know.
because now she's just
I like
too
her.
busy doing movies.
I like her a lot.
There's this
Funny
film
lady.
called Dope, which sounds really cool. This was big at Sundance. Call it an alternate reality Boys in the Hood. It's set in the 90s, and it has a very I think it's set in the 90s. Has a very Yo MTV Raps vibe, but then there's like something supernatural kind of to it, I think. That's
Attack the Block?
Man, I don't know. Anyway, it just
How
sounds
does it
cool.
have a Yo MTV Raps vibe?
That was like big in the 90s.
No, I know.
Like that
Just trust me.
songs.
Dinosaurs with
that's
guns.
that's
Dinosaurs
pretty
with
with
guns.
thongs. Yeah,
They
I was
made-
more of a grind fan myself.
They made an Entourage movie based on the HBO show.
Yeah, I mean, I like Entourage. I watched the whole show. I liked it a lot, but it's like the movie just feels. A, it's been a long time. It's been like years since that show ended, and B, it was this sort of television show that was just like, yeah, I'd watch it for 30 minutes and it was fun, and then it was over until the next week. Like a movie feels like a really strange fit.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did you watch?
I did, but I didn't finish.
You seem like
watching
the
it.
kind of guy that would like Entourage.
I watched like the first 2 or 3 seasons and then kind of fell off. So
Everything's terrible, but then something great happens. He gets cast in a big new movie. Then they all go party in Vegas. That's every episode of Entourage.
Okay.
Vince, your movie's gonna be totally bombed. You're never gonna work in Hollywood again. Vince, you have the biggest movie ever made.
And that's just how it goes. Okay.
Let's go to
I never
Vegas.
got into Entourage, so this is intriguing. I think I'd watch that.
Entourage is great, but it's like stupid as hell. And this comes from someone that likes Entourage a lot.
I like stupid television. Dallas is one of my favorite TV shows ever.
Yeah.
It's just stupid as can be.
I need to clarify, Dope does not have supernatural elements. It follows a geek and a proto-punk trio whose dreams of escaping the mean streets of California to attend Harvard are imperiled by a drug deal gone wrong.
How did that get supernatural?
That is a-
elements?
Well,
That's
see, if the
interesting.
proto-
Just what I
The
remember.
Protopunk trio was a cyberpunk trio.
Yeah.
Ooh, then I'd be into it.
Cyberpunk dinosaurs.
Live from New York. I assume that's in the Saturday Night Live documentary
Oh.
about the last 40 years of Saturday Night Live.
Okay.
Coming to theaters June 12th. Infinitely Polar Bear. It's a pretty interesting title. Good name for a band. Mark Ruffalo, Zoe Saldana.
I like them.
He's kind of dressed like Mario if he shaved his mustache off.
What is that about?
What is Mario if he shaved his mustache?
I'm just saying, that's what he looks like.
He's nothing.
He's like a knockoff pinata you'd get.
Wait, are you
for
going
a
in
kid's
chronological
party.
order, by the way?
They didn't list them in chronological order. No,
Okay.
they're all over. Because like on June 5th, Insidious Chapter 3 comes out. I never saw Insidious Chapters 1 or 2. So.
You didn't. miss
Chapter
anything.
1 was incredibly creepy, I thought.
Really?
Really? You liked Insidious?
Yeah.
Yeah. It didn't grab me. I wanted to like it. Really.
I don't like spooky movies, but my wife dragged me along to that one, and I was very I was spooky.
Wow.
It was spooky the whole time.
So that's pretty much all of June. I think Dope is really the only one I'm really excited about for June.
Because of the cyberpunks.
Yeah. Now we're in July. Do you know they're making Pan, another Peter Pan movie?
Yeah. I heard about this actually.
Hugh Jackman is in here as Blackbeard. Looks pretty good.
Yeah, it's like a Peter Pan and Captain Hook when they're like really young type thing. So origin story.
Oh boy, it's like Gotham for Peter Pan.
Yeah.
Kinda. Yeah.
Oh,
Trainwreck is a comedy starring Amy Schumer, Bill Hader, out July 17th. I think Amy Schumer's very funny, so.
She's very polarizing. I think she's very funny, but I know a lot of people don't like her a lot.
But this
I
is,
like her show. I think it's great.
Yeah,
yeah,
me too.
This is directed by Judd Apatow, so he started out good, and
He's
then
been a little shaky lately.
what was the one he did with Adam Sandler that was just way too funny people?
Yeah.
Is that what that one was?
And he did-
way too long.
He did This Is 40.
He directed that one. I
Did
didn't
he do the thing about the neighbors thing?
He didn't direct that, but
Maybe
that
he
was
didn't
really,
direct, he
really
just
good.
Produced it. Yeah,
That
okay.
was really good.
All right. Or did he even produce that? Or am I just sticking that on?
I'm not sure he was, I don't know.
Okay.
On July 24th, Pixels is out.
The Ghostbusters, but with video games.
Yeah.
That movie does not look very good. I want to like it,
Yeah.
but it doesn't look very good.
Donkey Kong.
It's weird how there's like this string of, I guess like late 40s people arcade exploitation, like targeting, like these people have kids now and money.
Yeah.
Well, so that's the
Let's
thing.
get
Like,
them both to the theater.
this movie feels like, I feel like not enough, there's movies that are for little kids, and there's movies that are for adults. But what if you're like 12 or 13, what movies are made for you? And it seems like Pixels could be like that kind of movie, except all the video game references are like
no,
80s video game references.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
Weird.
it should be like Wii games, and then
It
like,
should be
it
like
would-
Minecraft and
yeah. Like so, I don't have a problem with Pixels in theory, but I do feel like some of the references maybe are gonna miss the mark.
Yeah, I love a good exploitation movie. I just watched Pinball Summer, by the way, that you recommended.
That movie is incredible.
Yeah, it is.
Pinball Summer.
Yeah, and you
I'll
have your
take you
joysticks.
on.
Oh, that song is wonderful. But
great.
yeah, I love the
Totally
exploitation.
awesome
video games.
That's joysticks. But yeah, Pinball Summer is highly recommended. Not safe for work.
On July 17th, Mr. Holmes is out starring Ian McKellen as an older Sherlock Holmes.
I really like the preview to this. It's a neat idea.
I haven't seen that. Yeah, let's check it out.
I like young Sherlock Holmes.
They remade Vacation, the Chevy Chase
Ye
comedy.
Old National Lampoons?
Yeah.
But it's kind of like a reboot because
With Ed Helms.
it stars Chevy Chase.
Yeah, he plays Rusty. Ed Helms plays Rusty. Yeah, he plays Rusty Griswold.
No.
It's like the transition movie. It's the handing over of the torch, and they hope that this movie's a big hit, and then Ed Helms can take it over with his own.
His
thing.
wife is Christina Applegate, and they take their kids down the same holiday road.
Are they headed for Wally World yet
Yeah,
again?
yeah.
I mean, it seems like Ed Helms is like the right guy to play that dad, that like beleaguered dad, right?
Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I think cell phones just solve all the problems that Vacation presented originally, so that would be
Totally.
interesting.
That
Yeah.
and horror movies have cell phone problems.
Yeah, horror movies.
Totally.
One good sign: it is going to be rated R.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if it
How
took
novel.
place in like 1979.
It'd be amazing.
Ed Helms says European Vacation was the first time I saw breasts, and yeah, that
We're back
That
to that
sounds
again.
about right.
Yeah.
Skinny dipping scene.
Yep,
is that
nudity
what
and
it-
thongs.
I think Rusty makes out with the girl, and then like at a German Oktoberfest pub, and she like undoes her top or something.
Maybe skinny dipping is
remember
in
this.
the first.
It's in the
Vacation.
first one. He's
Yeah.
he's in Christmas Vacation where he's fantasizing about putting the pool in,
Oh, that's right.
and he's just standing there.
There's another Mission Impossible on July 31st. Mission Impossible: Rogue Nation.
Have you seen the stunts for this? Tom Cruise is a maniac.
Well, yeah.
I
mean, he's a maniac for other reasons.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the big stunt in this movie, but one of the big stunts is a plane takes off with him on the outside of the airplane, and to do this stunt,
I did see
he
that.
just did it.
Yeah.
He did it in real life.
He does all his own stunts. Yeah, that's his thing. He does almost all his own stunts. Also, somebody on Twitter pointed out the other day that Tom Cruise making this Mission Impossible is the same age that Milford Brimley was when he did Cocoon.
Yeah, they're the same age. I saw that same joke. Tom Cruise is, say whatever you want about his personal life, but like the more time that passes, the more and more respect I have for him as an action movie star. Like 100% bona fide. It's ridiculous. Like on the side of the Burj Khalifa in the last Mission Impossible, like he actually did that too. Like that's all real. None of that's like smoke and mirrors.
What's your favorite Tom Cruise movie? Because I don't like any of them.
Well,
I respect him too, but I just don't like any Tom Cruise
I
movies.
like Days of Thunder a lot, which is a weird pick.
You
No,
don't even
I
like Top Gun? You can't
No,
get
Top
behind
Gun. Oh my God.
I like Minority
Top
Report.
Gun's so goofy.
I like Minority Report. I like Far and Away, even though it's kind of cheesy.
Far and
I
Away's
enjoy it.
great.
Those two are.
I like
those two are
Vanilla
good.
Sky.
Oh yeah, Vanilla
I didn't
Sky's
see
not bad.
Vanilla Sky.
It's okay.
Of
I
course,
like Mission
Minority
Impossible 3 a lot with what's his name? Philip Seymour Hoffman is
Yeah.
incredibly menacing in that.
And
I
as
like
a-
the first Mission Impossible. That one was good.
actually, I like the second one for all the John Woo stupidity.
would
They
recommend
all,
it to
every
anybody
Mission
that-
Impossible reinvents themselves. You glossed over it. That movie looks great.
Okay, all right. I'm just saying. I just watched Going Clear, and Tom Cruise is an insane person.
Yeah, no, he's a crazy person.
Oh jeez.
So Tom Cruise actually in some pretty good movies. I like Risky Business.
Yeah, I
haven't seen that one.
like
I've never
Edge
seen-
of- Edge of Tomorrow.
I've never seen Cocktail. Edge of Tomorrow is awesome. That's the one you should watch, actually.
Yeah?
Edge of Tomorrow is really good.
He's like his batting average has got to be almost 100,000, whichever means all home runs.
All right.
All home runs
Leave
is
that to the commenters.
all right.
higher is better. Higher is better.
July 1st is the aforementioned Terminator Genesis.
Yeah. Again,
Yeah.
that looks bad.
Yeah. Don't really know about that one.
Well,
Something-
I mean, so the trailers look stupid, but it looks like a Terminator movie. I don't know. I don't
know. T2 kind of captured this lightning at a ball.
I don't think it looks good. I'm just like, what do you expect from this?
Like the
It's
special
dumb
effects look
series.
worse than T2. It's insane.
Yeah,
It just doesn't look good.
And there's still, time traveling killer robots. You ought to be able to make something good out of that. At least your trailer, you ought to be able to find 3 minutes that make me want to go see it. And the fact they haven't accomplished that.
Yeah.
And all Terminator things must involve a Game of Thrones cast member now.
Oh, apparently so. Yeah.
July 17th is Ant-Man. which I haven't seen the most recent trailer for that.
I was a little so-so on it, but the second trailer is much, much better.
Yeah,
than
the first trailer was like,
When Edgar Wright dropped it, I
Yeah.
lost interest. It might turn out good, but I wanted to see an Edgar Wright in it.
Very disappointed that Edgar Wright is not involved anymore.
Yeah.
I do love Paul Rudd, though.
And that it's not tongue-in-cheek in any way.
It is. Did you watch the new trailer?
No, I haven't seen the new one.
You should all watch the new trailer because it's got much more of that like kind of silliness. It's still like a over-the-top action movie, but they bring back some of that humor.
July 1st is Magic Mike XXL. I didn't see the first one.
Magic Mike was not bad. It was actually kind of a cute little movie.
What is Magic Mike?
It's a movie
Is it a
about
kids'
male
movie?
strippers.
Oh, yeah.
Channing Tatum.
Not a kid's movie.
Yeah.
Joe
I
Manganiello.
remember when that came out.
He doesn't actually do magic tricks.
No, but it's did any of you guys see it?
No.
No,
I remember
it's-
when it came out, though, and it was like, oh, girls' party, let's go see this.
No, I had an agreement with my wife that I'd watch it with her. So I actually ended up really enjoying it. It's funny, it's cute, and Channing Tatum can really dance.
July 10th, Minions, the spin-off of
Despicable Me.
Despicable Me.
That'll
Yeah.
be fine. I tried
that'll be
liking
fine.
Despicable Me. It didn't grab me the way it did some people. The little yellow guys are fun.
The original Despicable Me is a very, very cute, very charming movie.
Yeah.
I think a Minion spin-off is a dumb idea.
Yeah, we'll see.
Marketing.
Yeah. They're going to sell
And-
many Minions toys.
Yeah.
That brings us to August and Fantastic Four on August 7th.
Nope.
One of my this one I'm actually intrigued by. It doesn't look great, but that's one of my favorite franchises, and that's got me being a little more forgiving of the preview footage I'm seeing.
I feel like Fantastic Four and Superman, for me, like, I like those super movies for corn value, but like, and for Fantastic Four, but they don't feel like they can be made into serious, interesting movies. I don't know. They just seem like those characters. It's way too much spandex and goofiness.
I think Superman you could do it with, but I don't think anybody. They got the right tone in the first one,
Yeah,
and ever
where
since
it's
then
like
they're
a
kind of
comedy
been
and stuff.
searching.
And Fantastic Four doesn't seem to be going for that.
The Fantastic
Yeah.
Four have always been a B team, even in the comic books. And now, they're not owned by Marvel. It's this other studio trying to spin up their own thing. I just feel like they're forever in the shadow.
Is it another origin story too? Like, I don't need to see the Fantastic Four get hit by gamma rays ever again, because every Fantastic Four movie is about their origin.
Cosmic rays.
Yeah. On August 14th, Straight Outta Compton comes out, and that one looks really good.
Okay.
That's the biopic on NWA.
Yeah.
I only hope they can avoid the typical arc of a biopic movie. They come from humble beginnings, they
Especially music
skyrocket to
biopic.
success. Yeah. And then things get really bad. It's
then-
the dark period.
Isn't that kind of what happened to NWA though?
I know, but it's just like presented in a way that doesn't seem cliched, because
No,
like
I think
every
biopics are
musical-
nicer when they're just like a very small slice of somebody's life, like a significant event in a year.
Easy
I always-
dead. Like, there's no...
I know.
There's no... There's like...
Like that,
sorry.
like Lincoln, or not Lincoln. What was it called? Lincoln.
Oh, Lincoln. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like the very small slice. It
Yeah.
wasn't like, here he is as a little boy.
No, a tiny bit of a little bit of his life, and that's why it worked. Absolutely.
Yeah, it was all like, the like April 1864 or whatever.
I thought Lincoln was going to end with them being like, let's celebrate by going to the theater.
Yeah.
It's like fade out.
Yeah, it almost did. I mean, he's going down the hall. That's where he was headed that night. But no, it's well done.
Anyway, that's the type of biopic that I like.
But yeah, Straight Outta Compton is interesting.
The trailer's really fun.
Yeah, the other day though, I was quoting NWA, and community manager Chris Abbott was like, "Okay, Dynamite Hack," and I just like wanted to smack him. It made me very, very sad.
The reference is lost on me.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Dynamite Hack are a group of white kids that did a remake of an NWA song.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
Oh, there we are. That story didn't work.
Oh, the one that like Greg Miller always does at karaoke.
Yeah. Then I let the Alpine play. Yeah, that's the Dynamite Hack one. Okay.
On August 7th, Zach Galifianakis and Kristen Wiig star in the comedy Masterminds, based on the true story of the 1997 Loomis Fargo robbery in North Carolina. An incident dubbed the Hillbilly Heist.
Yeah.
Do people still like Zach Galifianakis?
I do.
I feel like a lot of comedians have like a lot of success, and then people turn on them for whatever reason. They're like, like, do people still think? No one thinks like Michael Cera is cool anymore. But like, did he do anything to become uncool? Like, you just reach a level of
Here's your
success.
name about the David Spade effect.
But Michael Cera.
Jonah Hill.
He made like Scott Pilgrim, which is a really great movie, and then just vanished.
I'm not saying I do that. I'm just saying
Yeah.
that seems to be something that America does to comedians. I still like Zach Galifianakis.
Guy Ritchie is making The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Yeah.
That's out August 14th.
I like Guy Ritchie a lot.
Yeah, that's the movie he was born to make too.
Think so?
That should be good. Yeah.
I hope so. I haven't seen anything from him in a while. I never saw like his Sherlock movies
Sherlock's, I love both those movies.
yeah,
Yeah.
to watch them.
I don't think that's a super popular opinion, but I think they're great.
No, I enjoyed them.
Ooh, I hope this is good. August 28th, Hitman Agent 47. I thought the trailer was fun.
Damon, you and Hitman. I don't even know
What do you mean me and Hitman? That's not even a thing.
Yeah, you like that Hitman mobile game a lot, which everybody else do. Yeah, I know you like that. But
Oh, wait,
everyone
Hitman
likes that
Go?
game.
I like
Hitman
that
Go's
too.
great.
Hitman
Yeah,
Go's
I know,
great.
I know
yeah.
This
people
isn't
like
like
that
a
game.
weird Damon thing.
No, I remember Hitman Go is in it, but I know you like the other movies too, right?
No, I have never seen.
Hitman Go we named like the number 13 best iOS game ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's
that
fair.
game's good.
There's an amazing helicopter scene in that
There is.
trailer.
That's
enough to make me say I'll check this out as an action movie.
You'll take off your shirt and put on your mask and head out to the cinema.
That's right.
Yeah, that's what
Lord
I did.
Humongous.
I think that's about it. That
So
about
I
wraps up
asked you if that was
everything.
going chronological because it did not include Avengers.
Because that comes out.
In May, we started with June.
Oh.
Oh no, we started in May. But yeah, that wasn't in there. But I think that opens like April
on the
20,
cover.
April 28th. Maybe that's why. Yeah, maybe that's why it wasn't included in their actual.
Okay.
Yeah. That's out April 28th in the UK, I think, and then like 2 days later, May
It's
1st.
great. What I learned from that is that I will be seeing Mad Max and saving a lot of money this summer.
It seems like not a great summer. I mean, obviously Avengers and Star Wars are going to ensure this is a record-breaking year at the box office, but
Yeah.
usually there's all kinds of movies I want to see every single summer, and this year there's kind of not.
Well, Hollywood is not necessarily as concerned with making movies for us as they used to be. A lot of the money's in China at this point, so they make big, flashy movies that don't particularly have to make sense because you have that effect where once you translate from one language to another, you lose a great deal of storytelling anyway. So just make it about pretty pictures and dub things in, and you can make a lot more money doing that. And a lot of the studios that produce movies here don't so much care what we want to go see anymore.
Are you talking about Straight Outta Compton?
No, I'm not talking about Straight Outta Compton, which I really want to see. That's smaller movies like that you can get away with. And I really do want to see the Big Bird documentary. That looks really good.
All right, getting back to the video games. This week, Guitar Hero Live was announced. We already heard that Rock Band 4 is coming. Now, new Guitar Hero is coming. What do we think about this?
It looks
I think
awesome.
They had an uphill battle getting back into people's living rooms.
You think so?
I think
Especially with that $100 price tag?
Yeah, and I still have traumatic plastic
That's
overload experience in my house.
Computer, play B-roll.
Yeah.
No, like
So-
I don't want more instruments in my house.
This is the
personally.
video game, by the way.
Okay.
This isn't a cutscene. This isn't something made for the trailer. This is what the game looks like.
Yeah.
This is
Called
my
Guitar, Guitar Hero Live. So it is a very different approach where it's not, instead of having your cartoon avatars on stage, it's going to be
First person.
a first person. Whoa. I don't know what's happened there.
There we are.
First person view of you on stage.
Yeah, I'm not as excited about this. I want to like this. I hate coming down on something before it comes out, but this kind of reminds me of
I would never be in a
CDI
band
game.
with that guy.
Like, I seriously feel like we tried this with FMV games back in the early 90s.
my
and
little
it
icon
was-
Let's not get hung up on the FMV part of it. I do think that
I love that my Safari icon is bouncing.
No,
towards people.
why not get caught up in the FMV part of it?
because
that's
okay,
the
I'll tell
game.
you if you let me finish my sentence.
But,
because I think the new redesigned guitar looks fantastic. I think it's a really, really smart idea. Instead of having 5 buttons across the side, it's got 3 buttons that have a top and a bottom. So then it actually better approximates having to move your fingers around and play guitar. Whether
I
you're
love
playing.
this part of
I
the
think that's
trailer.
totally true.
This girl yells at you, "You suck."
Yeah.
Like, does that happen in the game? That'd be kind of a little bit.
Yeah, it's
this
just like
is
when
the
you're
video
screwing
game.
up.
She says, "You suck" right there.
This is footage.
And they're booing
of the
you. I'd be
video
like,
game.
ugh, jeez.
In that base, I'd
So the-
never be in a band with that guy.
I have dreams like this all the time.
I totally agree that the FMV presentation is
throwing
strange.
stuff at you.
It feels like the FMV part will get repetitive too. Like, won't you have to see the same moments over and over again? So, like, all of that stuff I could take or leave. But I think the guitar looks really great. I think it's a smart redesign of that with 3 black buttons and 3 white buttons. And I think their store, like they give you a little preview of the new Guitar Hero Live store where you can give like live presentations that people can watch and you can watch other people and it's all this interactive. Like, remember 1 versus 100 on Xbox Live? That game,
Yeah.
that real-time game
I like
show.
that.
The new Guitar Hero is like that. Like, it sounds much more like I was always a Rock Band guy. I was never a Guitar Hero guy.
Yeah.
But I'm more excited for Guitar Hero than I am Rock Band. I think they're actually trying to rethink the music game.
It's a different game.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
I think it
At
looks
least
really
it's
cool.
something to check it out.
I think the FMV stuff might be a mistake,
The
but I think
track list that they released so far seems really bad for me.
Oh, I haven't even
Taste.
seen the track list.
I'm not excited about that. I liked how Rock Band would always draw from like
Sure.
classic rock, like goofy stuff, and then also mix in
There's
what
really
the kids
obscure
like.
stuff in Rock Band.
And I always think that Guitar Hero is sided on the hipper side, which always is a little bit irritating. We'll see.
Yeah. It's being developed by Freestyle Games, the guys that did DJ Hero 1 and 2, and those games were awesome. So that's a good sign.
Yep.
With the FMV stuff, I wonder like how much footage is in the game.
Yeah.
Like, will it not get repetitive?
Yeah.
Like,
And you
just see the
remember
same-
from Rock Band and Guitar Hero, you're not seeing what's going on around you. Like that stuff, you are looking at the track of notes coming at
Yeah,
you.
that's true.
And you are so focused on that I don't know how much that could possibly matter. You know?
Yeah.
So do you think they
kinda
hired
what
like
your
a big
friends
crowd
watch.
of people?
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
hired a big crowd of
Activision
people
can
to
do that.
stand there
Yeah.
and like, okay, now you guys need to be a
It's just-
medium level of
it's just like
excitement.
it's just like real concerts.
And you have one line, you suck.
Yep.
You need to shout out "You suck" and then thumbs down.
Hurl cups at,
Did you
at the camera.
did you guys see the robot that they used to make this?
No.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
make what?
There's like a 5-ton robot that's in the middle of the stage. It's like this giant
It's got the
hook.
camera on it.
Yeah,
that's
it's got the-
awesome.
Yeah.
And like it's doing this and like looking at people, and that's what everybody's interacting with.
Weird.
So yeah, they like it's really cool. It's
I
not
think-
a person; it's a big robot.
We didn't have footage of it, and I don't know if you guys saw this, but the actual platform that they're trying to build around it, I think, is the most exciting part. Like whether that
That's
works or
Guitar
doesn't.
Hero TV. Is that
Yeah,
what
the
it's
Guitar Hero TV and Guitar Hero Live, that live interactive element of it, in my opinion, will be what makes or breaks it.
What do you think about going back to just guitar? No drums, no bass, no
I
vocals.
like that. I like that end of it. I think that works for Guitar Hero. They're creating a focused product, and I think that's neat. You do one thing, you do it well. Again, I'm not crazy about the presentation. I've actually got a lot of ifs about this and not crazy about the idea, but I do love that you're going down to one thing, doing it right, redesigning the guitar, and focusing on that. Sure, do one thing well enough, and you don't have to do much else.
I mean, it sounds like they're really focusing on the single player aspect of it, whereas Rock Band
Yeah.
became more and more social over time. They eventually
Yeah.
had a keyboard, 5 players could all jump in and do shit, and it's like, I think that Rock Band is a party game, and Guitar Hero Live is more of like a single player music rhythm experience. Like that might be a nice differentiator between the two.
Yeah.
Yeah, to each his own. I never played the guitar in any of these games. I was a drummer.
Yeah, see, I only played
playing
guitar.
drums.
So if someone got really into keyboard or drums, it's like, well,
I
this
play
is-
real guitar. I like playing in bands. I do it a lot, and I play a lot. And I think it's when I hold one of those plastic guitars and play, it's just not for me.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem fun.
I am surprised that they redesigned the guitar and the interface, so you don't have. It's not like colored lanes anymore. If there's just white and black, just because pretty much everyone knows how to play Guitar Hero. Like so, like why change it up?
Yeah, that's
Why flip
interesting.
the script, you know?
I actually kind of like that they did that. Go ahead and try something new. Give us something that's,
Like,
that's
why
a little.
was it broken before? Like,
Well, I think
what
that-
problem were they trying to
This
solve?
approach sounds better, having two sets of buttons on top of each other. I think it's going to feel better.
I like how the just the fret bars were just switched sideways, and it looks nice. It makes the plastic instrument look nicer.
Yeah,
It's
Instead of having the big.
$100.
it's a lot.
A lot of money.
Might be a hard sell.
Wasn't it always $100? I don't know.
I don't know. I think people think I still have a Guitar Hero guitar. Like why
yeah.
can't
Well,
I just have
that's the big thing. Like, it depends on your perspective whether Rock Band's doing it right or Guitar Hero's doing it right. Rock Band, now when I look at Rock Band now, the new Rock Band, it looks kind of old and tired. It's like it's the exact same game, just brought back. Whereas Guitar Hero is something new and fresh. So that's kind of negative for Rock Band. But
Well,
the flip side is you don't.
I don't think we know anything about Rock Band.
No,
yet.
we know that you can reuse all your old instruments.
Yeah.
And
your
it's the
old
same.
songs are there.
Yeah, and all your old songs. So
Yeah, for the most part.
So that does save you the investment. Like if you have all that old stuff, you can already reuse it. There's millions of plastic instruments out there that you can just plug right into the new
We
rock.
counted them all up on IGN.com. I wrote that feature.
How many were there?
I can't remember. I did it 5 years ago. These games are relevant.
I forgot what I was going to say. It is coming to Guitar Hero Live is coming to both current and last-gen consoles and coming to the Wii U. That's nice.
Yeah, that is nice.
So
Wii
both-
doesn't have any other third-party.
We're getting Guitar Hero Live and Rock Band 4 this year. Both companies,
Yeah.
Activision and Harmonix, are developing new editions
Yeah.
of their music games that have been long dormant.
And apparently
Did they
Tony
both-
Hawk's coming back too.
Yeah. Did they both independently think it was time to bring these back, or did one
Isn't
hear
that crazy?
about the other one and think,
Yeah.
oh, we got to bring ours back too then?
It's the eternal Armageddon Deep Impact question.
It would certainly seem like one got wind of the other, but it takes so long to make a video game that I don't know that one could have been like, oh, they're bringing it back. We got to get up. We got to free up a studio. Like, what has that DJ Hero team been working on, if not this entire time?
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. It's also coming to mobile, apparently. So.
Oh, weird. I hadn't heard that.
Coming to, so do you just like
Yeah,
look at
that'll
the little
have to be
screen and
something
like
different.
play into it, or is
I won't use
Well,
your
they've always been.
controller.
There was portable versions on DS for.
Oh, I remember you had the thing you
DS.
could plug into the
Yeah,
cartridge
back
slot on
then.
your DS.
I
And
had
it was on PSP without any sort of like peripheral. And then that version came to Xbox Live and PSN, I think.
Those were different times.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, speaking of mobile, our last topic this week is that Hearthstone has finally arrived on phone.
Damon, you and I have gotten a lot of tweets.
Yep.
And I'd like to say to everybody, I told you so. Hearthstone is incredible.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Just know, lots and lots of tweets of being like, you guys have been raving about it, and now I finally understand what you were talking about.
But people were holding off on playing until now.
Or they just didn't have,
yeah.
you know, they are not PC
They didn't
gamers.
have a computer,
They didn't have an
I guess.
iPad, but they do have a phone or Android, so now they can finally check it out. I rode the bus this morning. I played a couple rounds on the bus this morning.
Right, that's
It's
the big
awesome.
difference. It's been on iPad for a long time, but the reason that this is so much more powerful now is that iPad, there are 3G iPads, but 99% of people that have an iPad,
have a Wi-Fi.
they only connect it to Wi-Fi. But now that you can play Hearthstone anytime you have a cell phone reception, which is everywhere in the world, dude, Blizzard's gonna make $1 billion.
How do you feel about the transition from the larger to the smaller form factor?
I haven't checked it out yet, actually.
I have. I think it's smart. I think I was playing it this morning. I was winning, and so yeah, I didn't really have a problem. It didn't feel cramped to me. One issue is that it's a little buggy. I'll launch the game and I'll play a couple rounds, and then when I close my screen and come back to it, it's like frozen and it can't connect to the server. So like that's the little bug it needs to sort out right now.
Why do you think it took so long?
Because they did redesign. We have a wiki page, actually, don't we? That compiles all the changes they made. Like, this is not a trivial. They rethought basically every aspect of the game's presentation to feel like if you open this on your phone, you would think that this was just a phone game. Like, it was made natively for iPhone.
That's excellent.
I
That's
bet they
really
also like put a lot of thought into stability and considering how your cell reception is always going up and down.
They already did. Before they released the iPhone version, the Hearthstone never used to have disconnect, reconnect features. If you lost your connection, you just forfeited that match. There was no way to reconnect. When they launched on iPad, they fixed that, and then I would assume that sort of boring, behind-the-scenes, foundational netcode, probably a huge amount of work went into making sure that was all buttoned up for spotty, 3G.
That makes tremendous sense.
I guess my question is, why was this the second wave? Why wasn't Hearthstone always this game?
Oh,
That's interesting.
Well, yeah.
because that's new to Blizzard. I actually have some insight into this because I interviewed their guy that runs their mobile stuff at Blizzard. And that's just new for them. Blizzard doesn't have a tremendous amount of experience doing
So the
that.
desktop was similar enough to tablet that it came to tablet first.
Yeah, and so they have a BattleNet app, which is really, really good. So they got some experience working with mobile devices using that, and so they were able to take that experience and carry it over to Hearthstone.
Yeah.
I think it would be a cool feature if you're playing on your phone and you're in the middle of a match and I have to get off the bus.
Sure.
You could
Switch.
suggest that we pick this up later, and then the other player could either choose to let you forfeit and you lose, or maybe they agree to it and we'll pick this up at another
If
time.
you're playing with a friend,
That's
maybe,
cool.
Yeah.
or a stranger.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Very polite.
If you're watching Blizzard, consider it.
The game actually is you can play across all platforms, so iPhone can be playing against PC.
And did your
or-
stuff transfer?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one account.
On cloud save. So
How many cards have you guys bought?
bought 0 cards.
Okay.
I've only unlocked cards.
But
I
you've
buy
spent-
the single player expansions.
So you've spent probably $50 on the game total because there's 2 expansions now.
$25 each. Yeah.
I've spent a lot, but it's sort of I don't know, it's like $20 here and there. So it's if you total it up,
This
it's
is how
like
you explain your amiibo addiction as well.
well, I haven't spent it's April, and I haven't spent any money in 2015 on Hearthstone, for example, but over $100 total.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's about all the scoops we have for this week. Sam, is there more Star Wars stuff we expect coming in over the weekend?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's 3 more days of Star Wars Celebration, but we know that tomorrow we expect to hear a lot more, or by the time you hear this, you'll be hearing a lot more about Battlefront, and I can't wait to see what's in that game.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Remember, you can always reach us at the email address, gamescoop@ign.com. Thank you, Justin. Thank you, Jared. Thank you, Sam. My name is Damon. This is IGN Gamescoop, and we're out.